You were not supposed to stay. Not because something terrible would happen, but because certain things only begin after you decide not to leave. Most people, they leave early. They close the video. They scroll away. They move on with their day. They don't stay long enough to notice the shift. But you did. At first, everything feels perfectly normal. The room you're in sounds the same as it did a moment ago. Your breathing is steady. The light hasn't changed. Nothing looks different. But there is a moment, and it's very brief, when the silence changes. It doesn't grow louder or deeper. It becomes aware. There was a place, a room, that never appeared in any official record. It had no name, no sign on the door. It was just a small, windowless room, used for what they called simple attention tests. People would enter, sit for a few minutes, and then leave. The reports were always the same, almost disappointingly so. Nothing happened. That was the universal answer. Until one person stayed longer. He didn't stay out of fear, or even curiosity. He simply didn't stand up when the time was up. He just sat there. After several minutes passed, well beyond the standard duration, he felt something unusual. It wasn't a sound. It wasn't a voice. It was a feeling. A distinct feeling that something knew he was there. It wasn't a threatening presence. It didn't scare him. It just waited. When he finally left the room, he laughed it off. He told the researchers it was just his imagination, a meaningless experiment playing tricks on his mind. But that night, he didn't sleep. Not because he was afraid, but because every time he closed his eyes, it felt like the experiment was still running, just without him present. The next day, he returned to the facility. He didn't have an appointment. He hadn't made a request. He walked in and said only one thing: "I don't think it ended." Those who saw him that morning noticed something strange about his demeanor. He wasn't tired, despite not sleeping. He wasn't nervous. He was listening, intently, as if a conversation was continuing somewhere, and he didn't want to miss a single word. He went back into the room. After 10 minutes of sitting in the same chair, in the same silence, he began speaking. He wasn't talking to anyone in particular, just quiet, simple phrases into the empty air. "Yes, I understand. Not yet. Wait." When he came out this time, he said something that was never written down in the official logs, something the researchers only whispered about later. He said, "It isn't watching us, it's continuing us." This is the part that no one ever explains, because this isn't something that arrives suddenly, like a jump scare in a movie. It grows, it develops, but only if you give it time, only if you give it your uninterrupted attention. Right now, you might be wondering why you're still listening. You might tell yourself it's just curiosity, or you're just bored, but it's something else, isn't it? It's recognition. This thing, this presence, it doesn't search for people. It searches for attention. It doesn't hunt. It doesn't chase. It simply observes who stays, who listens past the point of casual interest. If you've reached this point in the video, you passed the moment where most people leave. That small decision matters more than you think. The real sign doesn't appear immediately. It may come much later, perhaps tonight, or tomorrow, when you're sure you're completely alone. It will manifest as a silence that lasts just a little too long, a pause in the background noise of your home that feels heavy, intentional. It'll be the quiet feeling that a room remembers you were there. You won't be able to explain what changed. You'll just know that something has. Everyone who stayed in that room long enough, everyone who truly listened, said the same thing in the end. They all concluded, "It didn't come to me. I moved closer to it." If nothing feels wrong right now, that's fine. In fact, that's expected. It just means you're still at the beginning. The process is gradual. But when this video ends, if you remain still for just a few seconds, without playing something else, without looking at your phone, without moving, you'll understand. You were not supposed to stay, but you did. And now, it knows.